It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
I like that one.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jet Smith, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Detroit Pistons going up against the Boston Celtics. Well, for Boston, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. All right, looking at Jared Sullinger. Came into the league and most thought he would just be a role player, but Kenny, he's shown that when he's healthy, he's on the floor, he can be a significant contributor on offense.
Well, you know, the role player word is a little misused because everyone has a role. Some guys score more, some guys rebound more, some guys assist more.
Some guys talk more.
And some guys talk more. And he's added a three-pointer to his game, so that gives him a bigger role, more impact. But you just got to be careful around this guy because you really can, if you're not defending him correctly, he can get 15 or 20 points pretty easily.
Ernie, hope I don't get in trouble for saying this, but this guy has a back advantage over all the players. He uses his backside very well. Defense, he makes them go where he wants them to go.
I've just been told you can't say that as we turn it over to Kevin Harlan.
Back advantage.
No, I was just...
On the floor for the visiting Boston Celtics. At point guard, Marcus Smart. At small forward, Evan Turner. At center, Tyler Zeller. At the other forward position, David Lee. At the other guard position, Avery Bradley. The head coach of the visiting team is Brad Stevens. Starting at shooting guard, standing 6'5", number 5, Kentavious Caldwell Pope. At small forward, at 6'6", number 3, Stanley Johnson. The other forward position, 6 feet 10 inches, number 19, Ersan Ilyasova. From Oak Hill Academy in Virginia, this guard stands 6'1", feet Pistons 7, Brandon Jennings. Numero 0, the center at 6'11" out of UConn, having big fun around the rim. This is Andre Drummond.
Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my colleagues Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. The Detroit Pistons preparing to defend home court in this Eastern Conference battle.
Detroit, let's play some basketball.
So Detroit will get the first possession. So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. Bradley and Turner filling out the perimeter. Tyler Zeller out there with David Lee, and it's Smart in at the point guard. Now here's Jennings. And he gets it to go. Boston took a lot of steps forward last season with their coach, Brad Stevens. Still, though, their defense was near the middle of the road. That will need some tweaking.
Yeah, and you could say that seemed to be the limiting factor, Kevin, in how far they eventually went. Strange, given how several years ago they were an offensive juggernaut.
So it's Detroit now, following the miss by Avery Bradley. Caldwell Pope pass to Drummond. 9 feet out, connects, the jumper drops.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Here are the Celtics with the ball. 4-point game. Turner dishes to Zeller. Bradley up top. Picked by Lee. Bradley kicks to Lee, and it's sent back by Drummond, and he gets it back. And here's Jennings. Ilyasova, a screen on Bradley. Jennings drives in, and Ilyasova kicks to Johnson. No good on the three. For Boston, they've gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Zeller, a screen on Johnson. Smart passes to Zeller. No luck. And Detroit the other way now.
Still scoreless after 4 attempts, trying to take the lid off the basket.
Here's Caldwell Pope. Turner covering. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
Turner dishes to Zeller. And stolen by Drummond. And now the Pistons fast break. Here's Caldwell Pope. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Avery Bradley.
First personal foul. Shooting 2.
And guys, you know, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, this guy screams potential at you. I mean, perfect size and length and speed for a 2-guard. He plays both ends. Right now, it's all about consistency for him.
On the topic of Caldwell Pope, he's the kind of guy who needs a year to feel his way around. In college, Greg, you may recall he showed dramatic improvement between years 1 and 2. The same thing has been true in the pros.
Yeah, and he has everything going for him. I mean, excellent outside shot, tremendous defensive tools. He just needs to add some strength and stay in attack mode to reach the next level in his development.
Boy, the 5th time's the charm. That's a big basket there.
Pistons leading by 3. Jennings kicks to Drummond. Johnson the screen. Drummond passes to Ilyasova. He used that pick to get in close.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Now here's Zeller. Lee sets a screen for Turner. Dishes it to Lee. And so he draws the foul on the shot on a trip to the line to shoot 2.
And David Lee missing time early last season with that hamstring injury also opened the door up for Draymond Green to kind of take that starting power forward role. And give Lee credit, though. Didn't sulk, just threw himself into his new role as a super sub.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Greg, you're talking about David Lee, the 2-time All-Star. Pretty much a starter most of his career, though. A big change, Clark, as he came off the bench this past season after he was injured in the preseason.
Yeah, you know, you think about his game, though, Kevin. Highly skilled, mobile, smart. Gives you energy and scoring. I think he's ideal coming off the bench.
That one misses. Well, David Lee with the Golden State Warriors began his career with the New York Knicks. We're talking about him and his play, and it's sometimes hard to get a good compass on what kind of player he is.
Yeah, you know, he was drafted 30th when he came out and certainly played above that draft slot. Then when he re-upped for the 6 years, $80 million, people started to wonder if he was able to play to that value.
And he gets it to go.
They've worked hard and created great chances for themselves in this opening quarter.
And if they match that effort at the defensive end, watch out.
Now here's Smart. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. 1 up, 1 down, 2 points with his first shot this game.
And getting back to David Lee, before the big contract, he was putting up some huge lines. I mean, he was the first Knick to go 30 and 20 in a game since the great Patrick Ewing. And he became the first NBA player to record at least 35 points, 20 rebounds, and 10 assists since Kareem back in 1976.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Now here's Turner. He's guarded close. That's good. Jennings with the ball.
And, you know, back to David Lee, we all know about his struggles with the Warriors, and many had written him off completely, but then at the end of last season, he showed that he still has the energy and skills to contribute if given minutes. He clearly had the speed advantage there, and he used it to burn the D for the sweet hoop. Nice play.
Celtics trail by 4. Right side, Turner. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Make it two hands for safety. That's what they say, right,
Yeah,
Kevin?
that's right. You got it. And he was ultra safe for that dunk.
No reason not to be.
And guys, as he should be, remove all doubt on that attack. How about he has yet to miss 4-4 to start?
Yeah, he's setting himself up to be their go-to guy today.
Pick by Zeller. Smart dishes to Zeller. He kicks it to Turner. Back to Zeller. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Kevin, I tell you what, when he gets to the rim like that, he's really hard to stop.
Yeah, he can get up a few notches higher. There's no doubt.
And that's how the game is played on the inside. You can play over the top. You've got a great advantage.
Here is Jennings following the bucket by the Celtics and stolen by Zeller. It's Bradley on the wing. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And he recovers it. And there's going to be a foul. He definitely made contact with the ball, and in doing so also got the body, so we'll see free throws here. So for the Pistons, Morris comes in for Ilyasova. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And the Celtics also making a change. Isaiah Thomas, he's checked in for Smart. Well, last year, Tyler Zeller both started and came off the bench, showed he could be an effective player, even when playing heavy minutes.
Yeah, and if you look at the games that he played as a starter, he increased his usage, and it didn't bother his production at all.
Now here's Jennings. 8 points for him. Just 3 to shoot from deep three-point range. 4 for 5 with that first miss in 5 attempts from the floor. Thomas goes in. Can't get it to go. Excellent D there by Johnson.
And for Zeller last season, his numbers were the same or better as a starter. His scoring picked up a touch. Still had a great field goal percentage too, so really solid production in his first couple of years.
And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That's his first foul.
Yeah, nothing wrong with fighting for the rebound, but he gets nailed with the over-the-back call.
And Greg, you know I was an offensive rebounder in my day, and I like that kind of aggressive play. But he's got to do a little better job of trying to get position earlier in that case.
That's a good point. Positioning is so vital when you're trying to rebound the basketball. And that's something that wasn't on display in that possession.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, Stan Van Gundy gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He said one of the key points for them defensively will be limiting the production of David Lee, adding, he's a guy who can score inside and out, plays with great energy, and his passing really opens up their whole offense. We've got to keep him off the glass and always see ball and man when he's got it. Basketball 101, Kevin. We'll see if they can execute.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Your rep coach checked in for David Lee. So it's Boston now. Now here's Thomas. They set the pick. He dishes it to Urebko. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. And the Celtics lead by 4.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Morris with a screen on Thomas. Jackson kicks to Morris. Nice ball movement by Detroit. On the wing, Jackson. 4 on the clock. To stop the run. Sullinger with the rebound.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Right side, Thomas. The feed to Crowder. To the middle. Here's Sullinger. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Now it's a 6-point Boston lead.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now here's Jackson. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And here comes Thomas, leading the fast break. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Well played right there. I mean, there's no question who has the momentum.
Greg, the lead appears to be heading north, if you will.
Here's Jackson. Passes it to Baines. Knocked loose.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Bradley passes to Thomas. Feeds it to Crowder. Thomas a screen. Bradley kicks to Urepko. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Pistons trail by 8.
Yeah, the Pistons ended last season with a record of 32-50. They played decently enough against the rest of the East and had 23 of their 32 wins against the Eastern Conference.
The Pistons have gone 6 of 13 from the field, just under the 50% mark. And the shot is good from Johnson.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Boston leading by 6. In Detroit last season against the East, played well for stretches. They couldn't find that consistency to climb the ladder in the East.
And they had a lot of changes going on. Tons of transition for this group. But let's face it, they did play well down the stretch. A lot of wins against playoff teams from the East. And went 500 against Eastern playoff teams in their final 10 matchups.
Now here's Jackson. After Jared Sullinger's miss, Jackson. Rebounded by Urepko. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Jackson against Thomas. There's a screen. Bradley kicks to Sullinger. And Sullinger missing. Pistons trail by 6. Meeks with it. Now guarded by Brad. Morris a screen. Jackson kicks to Meeks. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg. And when that's the case, you can mark those up for him. I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Pistons dancers.
Kelly Olynyk checked in for Boston.
Make some noise, Detroit.
.122 left in the first. And Meeks kicks to Baines. Shot clock at 6. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Here's Olynyk. No good. The Pistons go the other way with it. Outside Jackson. Morris with the screen for Jackson. The shot is off.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
30 seconds left to play in the first. Thomas against Johnson. Here's Urepko. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
That's his first personal foul.
It's his first trip to the line.
Yeah, and he wasn't someone you wanted to foul if you were defending him last season. 85% is what he made from the line.
Yeah, that's a great asset to have, guys, for any team. Coming down the stretch in close games, you've got a guy who's confident and very good at the line. When he steps up there, you feel good about it.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for Johnson. And a change for the Celtics. Johnson's checked in. Urepko hits them both.
We're seeing today what makes him one of the best free throw shooters among the league's big men. Beautiful stroke.
Jackson up top. He's guarded by Thomas. Jackson against Thomas. Jackson dishes to Caldwell-Pope. Beyond the arc. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Celtics lead by 7. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from the Palace of Auburn Hills. And Amir Johnson re-signed in Toronto. He's been a big part of this team for years, and he talked about their great fan support in Toronto.
Almost like a soccer atmosphere. I don't know if you've been to a soccer game overseas, but they're just always cheering, rowdy, jumping up and down, waving towels. It's just a great atmosphere, you know, and it's inspirational just to watch the support we have, and it's something that you want to play for the country.
A lot of fans south of the border in the U.S. are surprised when they learn how passionate, Clark, the fans in Toronto can be.
You know, Kevin, that's so true. I mean, when they get it going at the Air Canada Center, that place rocks. And it's great to hear Amir talk about how that pumps him up and makes him want to do it for Canada.
And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
It's been a point of emphasis, no doubt, to make sure they attack the rim offensively.
I love the fact they're not settling for outside shots. Keep attacking that rack.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. And Detroit looking at who they've got. Jennings runs the point with Jackson flanking him. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is out there with Ilyasova. And it's Drummond in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Free throw, good, Drummond. And guys, Andre Drummond has made quite an impression in the early stages of his career. Clark, you were just talking about that. Greg, I don't think anyone felt he would have such an impact this fast.
Yeah, I mean, he's already a mountain of a man among boys. I mean, it's hard to believe when you look at this guy out there. He's only 22 years old.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
Going back to Andre Drummond, some say there aren't any true centers entering the NBA these days. But I look at Andre, I look at DeMarcus Cousins, Joel Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, and I think to myself, what are these people talking about?
Here's Jackson. Isaiah Thomas making his last shot. Jackson passes to Ilyasova. That's in, and the Celtic lead is cut down to 6, and the bucket from Caldwell-Pope.
And you can see he just caught a glimpse of the open man on the perimeter and immediately got him the basketball. And talking about Andre Drummond, I remember when he fell to number 9 on draft day. All sorts of experts were making excuses as to why. But even then, there was this eerie feeling that some teams had made a huge mistake in passing on him. And that feeling turned out to be correct.
And here's Jennings after Marcus Smart got his shot to go from deep. Jennings against Thomas. The drive by Jennings. Outside Jackson. Launches it. No good. Celtics leading by 9. Smart with the ball. Guarded now by Jackson. There's the pass to Thomas. To the inside. Olynyk. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. Thomas got 3 assists now in this one. The Pistons shooting 43% from the floor. Inside, here's Drummond. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
Now here's Smart. 5 points in the game. From deep, Thomas. Great D that time from Jennings. Pistons trail by 9. Caldwell Pope kicks to Jackson. Pass to Ilyasova. There's the dish to Jennings. That shot is off, coming up empty for the second time this game. 4 for 6. And Turner kicks to Johnson. Thomas dishes to Olynyk. And it's sent back by Drummond. And he's able to get it back. And that one's good. Olynyk's got the lead up to 11 now for Boston.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
And the thing with Kelly Olynyk, he does some stuff that really helps you, and some also that will hurt. I mean, he's highly skilled. He's got the deep range, textbook positioning in terms of the post, a lot of tricky moves down there. Yet he has a hard time being effective against great athletes, which the NBA is filled with. So he's going to have to evolve as a basketball player if he wants to be effective.
Some changes here for the Celtics. Sellinger's checked in for Olynyk. Lee comes in for Johnson. And Bradley's subbed in for Thomas. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Well, and back to Kelly Olynyk. As a coach, you have to identify the matchups where he can be effective because Clark is against explosive, long-limbed guys. They'll take advantage of him.
Yeah, they will, but in the right matchup, he's effective. He can help. He makes 35% of his threes, has done that for the last 2 years, and I think he gives you some toughness and rebounding as well. I like him as a second-unit player.
Down on the floor.
Andre Drummond is a big guy. At the NBA Draft Combine, he measures 7 feet tall with a 7'7" wingspan. And he tipped the scales at 280 pounds. That's a super heavyweight, my friend.
2 shots. 2 shots.
And that one misses. And on the topic of Andre Drummond, Greg, there are a few guys in the league who combine his kind of size with the type of athleticism he possesses. Fast up and down the floor, quick off his feet, even sports a little hang time. I mean, the guy's got a full package athletically.
You talked about the raw physical tools. Then you factor in the 2 things as a big that I really value, great hands and quick feet. And he's got that going for him. So you can't go through him, you can't go around him, and you certainly can't go over him. I mean, what's left?
We can only hope to contain him, as they say. Tries yet again, and Sellinger lays it in. Sellinger's got 6 points.
You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle, and that's held true in this one so far.
And Clark, their effort on the glass has given them the advantage, but it's also been the effort in general that's made a difference.
That's it, and the Celtic lead is cut down to 10 on the bucket from Jackson.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Now, here's Bradley. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Hits the front of the rim and out. For Detroit, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Jennings passes to Jackson. to the paint. Caldwell Pope kicks to Ilyasova. And they will call over the back on the play.
Boy, that's his second foul, and he does not want to pick up number 3 here. That'll mess your game up for sure.
Johnson, he's checked in for Caldwell Pope. Boston leading by 10. Screen by Lee. And Sullinger kicks to Turner. And how thrilled must have Evan Turner been last season to get a second chance. Clark with the boost in minutes, confidence of the coaching staff. His game almost just changed overnight.
Yeah, he's a guy who needs the basketball. He's such a good, solid playmaker and has excellent size. Never had a chance in Indiana to really handle the ball and play to his strengths because of Paul George and Lance Stevenson, but he found a nice niche in Boston.
Well, you know what he can do after watching him for so many years with the Buckeyes.
Yeah, he's terrific. Good basketball IQ, too.
The first free throw is good. And both free throws good for Evan Turner. Pistons trail by 12. Outside Jackson. He feeds it to Jennings. Just 5 to shoot. And here's Johnson outside. Rebound Boston.
And boy, did Evan Turner make the most of his second chance last season. Played with more focus, huge minutes for him with the Celtics. He may have found a home. Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
Jackson drives in, and he lays it straight in. Jackson's got 5 points now this quarter.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys, and he made it look easy that time. You know, it was a career year all around for Tucker last season. Still has work to do on his game, but showed he can contribute to a winning team. Very good value for his contract, too. You can never discount that.
And it's Drummond missing.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Jackson misses. Celtics leading by 14. And Smart now atop the key. Lee, a screen on Jackson. Smart with the ball. Jackson on him. They get it back. Sullinger. And Jackson with the block. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
I got to find something. You're right. Kicks it to Ilyasova. Another shot. Got it. And the Celtic lead has been cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from Drummond.
And not a great start for him in the first, but he's quickly starting to turn it around.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Pistons dancers.
Different look here for Detroit. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Morris comes in for Ilyasova. And it's Jody Meeks in for Brandon Jennings. The Celtics also changing it up. Tyler Zeller comes in for Jared Sullinger, and Jay Crowder's subbed in for Evan Turner. Screen by Lee. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
That's his second personal
Well, you could see a change in the play with the Celtics after the trade deadline last year. Adding Isaiah Thomas gave them some pop off the bench and really created some balance for them offensively.
At the line for two.
And that was something the Celtics needed, adding Thomas, a player that could come in and provide Clark instant offense for them off the bench.
And, Kevin, I think that was a turning point for him last year. I mean, they saw that they had a chance to make a big leap forward after the trade and responded accordingly.
So he comes up empty, missing both.
Well, we know prior to last season, the Pistons handed the car keys over to Stan Van Gundy. He had some early hiccups, but overall, I think they're headed in the right direction. He's a proven winning coach in the NBA.
Now, here is Morris. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Now, Crowder. Here's Bradley. From outside, off the mark. Well, with Coach Stan Van Gundy, it was a very successful first year in Detroit. He's a guy who's going to build around defense. That's been his MO.
And Van Gundy has always been a defensive first type guy, Kevin. I mean, the last 30 years, he has probably the best defensive efficiency for a career as a coach. And his teams always play with great emphasis on that side of the ball.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Celtics.
Guys, right from the start, it's been apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
Well, the job of penetrating that they've done so far has really been excellent. I mean, they've done a nice job driving to the hoop effectively.
Your Repco's checked in for David Lee. And Morris drops them both.
And Marcus Morris is nicknamed Mook. He has a twin brother, older by 7 minutes, named Markeith. Both brothers played at Kansas, drafted 13th and 14th in the same year, eventually played for the same pro team. That is joined at the hip.
Now here's Zeller. He has 5. Clock at 4. Fader on the way, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Detroit basketball.
Pistons trail by 10. And Meeks kicks to Jackson. Here's Johnson. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. And looking at the Morris brothers' careers through last season, the one area they haven't been joined at the hip in is in performance. Markeith has shown steady improvement over his first 4 years. Marcus Morris has had a very up and down start to his career.
And, you know, Kevin, Marcus has talent. He has versatility. He just hasn't found his role. It's time for him to step out of his brother's shadow and really establish who he is as a player.
Here's Johnson, following the basket by Tyler Zeller, and Meeks kicks to Jackson. Pass to Johnson. Just 5 to shoot. On the wing, Jackson. A 3-ball. Zeller grabs the board.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Now here's Smart. He's guarded by Meeks. Smart dishes to Bradley. Here's Zeller. 7 points in the game. Shoots a fader. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Boston making a switch here. Thomas is checked in.
Celtics substitution. Isaiah Thomas. Detroit calls timeout. Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Pistons dancers.
Pistons trail by 12. And here's Meeks. Jackson passes to Morris. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Morris has got 5 points now in the quarter. Boston's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%, but they've continued to let him fly. Pick by Zeller. Zeller setting the pick for Thomas. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Detroit's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. Jackson misses.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
In the corner, Bradley with it. Here's the three. Detroit with the rebound. Morris has got his third rebound tonight. To the wing right side. That's it, and the Celtic lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Meeks.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
Pick by Zeller. Thomas goes in. And Jackson with the block. Morris with the screen for Jackson. Crowder with the steal. Here's the break. And it's Bradley. That time on the assist from Crowder. And the Celtics lead by 9.
Agility leads to thievery there as he got his hand in there to get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
And Clark, that's been the story of this game so far. I mean, they cannot hand over any more easy points in the open floor.
Excellent use of the screen that time. Meeks got 8 points.
Boy, they're knocking down the long-range shots. A lot of those same shots they missed earlier in the first quarter. They still find themselves down here, but they're starting to make some headway into that deficit.
Now here's Thomas. Six to shoot. There it is, his third basket. He's taken 7 shots to get those 3. 29 seconds left now here in the second. Morris with a screen on Thomas. Jackson drives in. And the wide open shot from Morris. Misses the 3. Thomas with the ball. He has 6. Now here's Bradley. Lets it go from the wing. And the first half is now in the books. Celtics out in front, up 8. And
well, David, obviously a very strong first half. What's been the philosophy of this team and how you mentally set your focus as a group to come out and play your best basketball?
We should keep being consistent. We're a team that's going to stay humble. That's not an issue with us. We're trying to play defense, rebound the basketball, and then just share the ball in offensive ways as a team.
David, it's been a complete change in culture. Thank you for your time. Over to you guys.
All right, Doris, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.